conspiracy theories and propaganda that we have become to accept from the likes of GB News. But let's not kid ourselves. We knew from the outset that GB News was never going to be an honest broker of real news, with presenters such as that snake oil salesman Nigel Farage and other cretins like, well, Patrick Christie, Dan Wootton, and that guy who looks like Jesus. And then there's that ginger witch. She ain't a pagan witch, no, she's an evil witch. Coron, or whatever her name is. I think she got the sack in the end, but she still keeps wearing her ugly face. She once brought in dog poo into class, so she'd just bully a classmate. Well, we also have a fake pastor in a fro, the racist Calvin Robinson something. Rather sinister is going on there, especially if you throw jam into the mix. Now, don't hate me for this one, but is his image a deliberate attack on political correctness or even anti-racism? Just put it out there, just an observation, but crikey. Anyway, well, yeah, please boot the old like button, and there will be a secret word at the end of the video. And if you want support, you can do that on Patreon or buy us a coffee, and the link's down below, and it is very much appreciated, that it is. Now, GB News regularly has conspiracy theorists as guests, such as the recently taken down by Greta Thunberg, Andrew Tate. But we all said that GB News would be a complete failure, criticising its early technical failures, etc, etc. It was a mess. It was funny to watch, I must say. But, unfortunately, GB News last month actually surpassed Sky News' viewing figures in evening prime time. I can't get my words out, it's so shocking. Well, it's become a rich breeding ground for conspiracy theories. Well, the channel was only founded in 2021. It's a couple of years old is all it is, not even that. And amid much regretted promises from the frontman gammon, Andrew Neil, that it would not become a British Fox News. He was so upset, he scarpered and run off, he did, in depression, to his home in France. Yeah, another one. Another Brexiter that has a home in France. Well, it has slid deep into misinformation as GB News, and often about the COVID pandemic. That man-child, Patrick Christie, who uses falsehoods that were printed in a new book that claims that COVID was genetically engineered and leaked on purpose with the help of the US Chief National Scientific Advisor, Anthony Fauci. Well, there was also apparently cover-ups by UK scientists like Chris Whitty. Can't make this shit up, you know. They're all in it, they are, apparently, according to GB News. But there's no getting away from it. GB News actually is a success. Oh, you know, I just said it. Sorry, but it is. But what does that say about the British people? They buy into all this shit. Now, on many occasions, I have said in previous videos that we Brits, we think we're rather special. So special that we do, yeah. And yes, we are. But not for the reasons that our delusions blind us into thinking that we are. But the opposite. The British, at least 52% of them, are clearly easily hoodwinked. Gullible is what they are. We get told the same lie again and again and again. You know, enough times we'll tend to believe it. How else did we get a whole load of numpties back in 2016? You know what I'm going to say? Who put that cross in that wrong box? Voting the United Kingdom out of the European Union. A massive dose of self-harm. That it was. Tell me otherwise, because I can't see any positives. No. Not for the United Kingdom, anyway. Well, this is why so-called news outlets, such as all the tabloid press, at the moment, all they want to do is spout a load of stuff negative towards Harry, Prince Harry, revelations in his recent book, which appeared to be rather honest, but we don't like it, you see, because it's an attack on our monarchy, on the institution, and the press certainly does not like that. Hence, they promote a load of rubbish. Like, all of a sudden, the Taliban are going to be attacking Prince Harry and others who killed people, in the war against the Taliban. Poppycock. You telling me that the Taliban didn't know they were being fired upon? That's stupid. Well, they do try to legitimise the likes of Andrew Tate in an interview with Dan Wootton. And oh my God, hasn't our news sources been tainted by the likes of Donald Trump and his populist tactic, chanting legitimate news as fake news? Why, he's criticised as some poor disabled guy, but yeah, you know what I mean. Meanwhile, he's in the back of his bus, going on about how he grabbed the pussy. That's what he said. Yeah, he became the President of the United States. What's that say about them? Well, repetition programming of the weak of mind. Deluded that things will be better out of the European Union. Things will be better with the Conservative Party's absolute disaster of governance that we've been enduring for the last, decade and more. And now they're trying to tell us we should vote Conservative yet again. I wonder how the by-elections are going to be looking. Well, the real bearers of fake news know that we are stupid as a people. Like I say, at least 52% of us. And that we are easily manipulated. And that most powerful weapon is fear. Fear that, Turkey will join the European Union and flood our borders with brown faces, as depicted in the Breaking Point poster by Nigel Farage. Manipulated it was in Photoshop. More lies, you see, and fear. The fear that Hillary Clinton is drinking the blood of small children in the basement of a pizzeria that they are, apparently. Oh, QAnon and all that. And then we've got the royal family. They're all lizards from outer space. Well, that one might actually be true. Now, while all this misinformation and biased news is being touted and thrown in our faces if you care to watch it, fascinating sometimes, must say. Where is Ofcom? While this great British brainwashing continues. The so-called broadcast regulator, they're vacant. Meanwhile, the British public are being hoodwinked again by more vile propaganda. And Nigel Farage. Oh, you tell me what you think. Please leave that in the comments down below. And I do actually read your comments, but you probably already know. It is mind-numbing. It's just crazy. As a practical man who, sticks bits of wood together, it's just common sense. If something seems so flipping crazy and mad, it probably flipping is. And you got the likes of these false prophets. Calvin Robinson with his afro. I do love afro, to be honest. My little granddaughter's got an afro. It's really cool. But yeah, these false prophets and stuff. So the word of today, the secret word of today, before I forget, is false. 2 words. False prophets. And you know what they say? Beware of the false prophets. And fake news. I mean, real fake news. Not the real news that's portrayed as fake news, but the real news. We need to listen to, not the fake news. I'm getting all tongue-tied now. Yeah. Oh dear. Anyway, please subscribe to the channel. It really does that. Boot the old like button. It really helps the channel, And please, please, please. Oh, God's sake. I just find this actually mind-numbing. It'd be funny if it wasn't so goddamn dangerous. I just can't believe it sometimes. I really can't. Duh. Anyway, please leave it in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this. Where do you think we're heading? It's just nuts. Absolute nuts. People still believe it. They still listen to it. They still take it in as though it's real. I see it all the time. People around me, I speak to them. If me and Mrs. go anywhere and we bump into Brexiters, some of our friends and stuff happen to be Brexiters. Oh my God. That conversation soon turns sour. They live here. In the EU. Shot themselves in the foot they have. They had to jump through flippin' hoops. They lost so much of their rights. Makes no sense. Like I say, common sense. It's no longer that common. Anyway, we might actually plant some more trees today. Yeah. If it stops blooming raining, it's a bit wet out there, mind, but the ground's a bit wet. But we probably do it anyway because we need to get them in the ground. So, if you don't know, we are doing a rewilding project where we are planting trees, 1,000 trees. It might actually be more now. Actually, looking at it, looking at the space we've got. So we're hoping to do 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land. And we've had some lovely people to contribute, what have you already. But we've got a GoFundMe link down below for which we'll plant the tree on your behalf. And what we'll do is we'll make a sign, like one of these, write that sign or biography to put with the tree. And it could be obviously just your name, or it could be in memory of somebody. That's the idea. I think it's quite a nice idea. Anyway, that link is down below in the description. If you managed to get the end of the video, and if you did, don't forget the false prophets is the secret word of today. Anyway, I suppose it's about time I go, because we've got family coming over for dinner, Caroline's made a lasagna. She's good at that, Ta-ta. Have a lovely weekend.